session this afternoon. He has books and tapes available outside. In fact, there's a free tape, he tells me, that comes with just attending today, which is great. There will be a book signing at 5:15, 5:15. If you want a signed copy, Richard will be happy to sign round at stand 170, which is the presenter stand round by the front of the stage. This session is being recorded. You can obtain a copy from Quick Copy from 15 minutes after its conclusion. Quick Copy, stand 219, down by the entranceway as you came in. But look, oh, by the way, there's water at the front and rear of the room for anybody who needs it. So without further ado, please, won't you join me in welcoming our guest from the United States, Richard Sutphen. Thank you.
That's a big step, man. Thank you, Richard. Thank you very much for being here. This is fun. This is fun to be back here in Australia. The second time now this go-around that we have been here. How many people have been with me before in any of the sessions? Let me see. Oh, okay. God, thank you for coming back. These are the people we brainwashed. They sell flowers for us, and they wear white robes out on the street corners on other weekends, right? How many people in here would really like to be psychic? I want to get an idea. Look at that. That's just, look around the back. That's everyone. Why would you like to be psychic? You think your life is complicated right now. Wait till, you know, all the stuff you're dealing with on a daily basis. Wait till you start picking up everybody else's stuff as well, right? Who's going to tell me here? Well, I'm killing about 5 minutes until we get everyone back into the room. Who's going to tell me why they'd like to be psychic? Come on. To protect yourself? Yeah. Yeah, to protect yourself? Okay. Do what? To help others? Okay. Come on, somebody else, way back there. I see some. Shout at me. Why would you like to be psychic? More useful information you could draw in intuitively? Yeah. Yeah? Okay. Who else? Okay. Healing? More power. More personal power. What would you do with it when you had it? I don't know if it's good karma for me to teach you how to do some of these things. How many people have had an actual psychic experience? Let me get an idea of that. Okay, now keep your hand up a minute. Everybody in the front, look back. Look at the number of people in this room who have actually had a psychic experience. It's just about, I mean, certainly 85% of the room. And yet the skeptical inquirers and the people who try to put this down would say it's absolutely impossible. You can't, psychic ability doesn't even exist. And my wife Tara and I think we have been I know that we've been proving just how psychic people can be for about 14 years, especially working in Sedona, Arizona, which is a vortex center that simply increases the psychic ability. You go there and you can do things that you normally can't. So, elsewhere. So what Tara and I have been trying to do over the years is to find ways to get the same kind of results that we get in Sedona in other places. And we keep getting a little better and a little better until I think that we can prove to you in here today simply by showing you how many people are psychic, the response rate that we can get in here, that we're just about there. We keep finding new induction techniques. We keep finding new ways to do things that allow people to experience their abilities. So that's the goal in here today. When we're talking about psychic, we're not necessarily talking about spiritual. It's often assumed that they're the same, and they're not. It seems to me, based upon about 24, 25 years of experience in this field, that as you evolve spiritually, you tend to open psychically. It seems to be kind of an automatic process that takes place. But you don't have to be spiritual. The Russians have certainly proven in their work and their research that anyone who is willing to spend the time and do the work, if they're naturally inclined at all towards psychic ability, can develop this way. So I've learned by a lot of experience We've worked with way over 100,000 people in groups like this where we have taught psychic techniques and seen the results. I've learned that anyone can do it. Number one, for the person who is the great psychic, they may have a special intuitive ability in that area. But I will often align it to a game of tennis. If we were to go outside here this afternoon and we were all to take a tennis lesson, and if you have the ability to run around the court at all, somebody showed you how to hit the ball, how to turn the racket, by later on this afternoon, everyone would be able to play at least a fair game of tennis. They'd hit the ball, they'd know the rules, they could do it. And the same is true with a psychic ability. If somebody tells you correctly and prepares you correctly, everyone can at least play a fair to middling psychic game right off the bat. Now, like tennis, if you want to get really, really good, you've got to go out and you've got to practice. You've got to hit the balls. So I contend we can give you in here today the basics and show you that you can be psychic and let you then take it from there. So what I want to do is I want to move very quickly here, and I want to do what I will call a preparatory session. It's an altered state of consciousness session. It's an exercise, but it's getting you ready to perceive the psychic telepathy techniques that we'll start off with. We're going to work primarily on telepathy today, but I'll talk about other power techniques, and then Tara's going to come up and she's going to lead a prophecy meditation, which will allow you to look into one segment of your life, to look forward in time. And if you're willing to trust, you should be able to be very successful with that as well. So we're talking an altered state of consciousness. Now that's the easiest way to perceive psychically, and especially with telepathy. So I need to make sure that everyone in the room is comfortable with the idea of an altered state of consciousness. The best subjects in the world for an altered state are strong-willed people, they're intelligent people, they are imaginative, and they are sensitive. So I can't imagine that any of you don't want to be those things. But they're the best people to work in an altered state. It's a common state of mind. If I were to hook you up to an EEG machine and let you watch television, we'd find that you are in an altered state of consciousness at least 2/3 of the time while you're watching TV. So what that is saying is that you are focusing your attention down just upon one thing while you're watching the television set. It's not a matter, in the altered state, the way we will induce it and work with it here, it's definitely not a matter of being tranced out at all. You will be aware at all times that you are sitting in your chair. Your body ideally will feel relaxed. I like to think in terms of it as putting your body to sleep. But your body will feel relaxed. You simply open. We like to remove the filters that would normally block access to your subconscious memories. Open to higher mind. Open to that 90% of mind that you do not normally use. Now that's where the psychic ability lies. That's it. And I'm convinced in my studies of regression and the research work that Tara and I do on a regular basis, that at different times in our racial history, we have used that sixth sense very commonly. It's been part of our day-to-day existence. On Atlantis, I have taken so many people down in past life regression down to, or back to Atlantis, to the lifetime there. And even in the old days, when I was first developing the techniques, I'd work with school kids as young as maybe 7th and 8th grade. In those days, the schools didn't seem to mind. The teachers would invite me down to do it, on up into high school. And I'd often take them back to Atlantis. And there were, so often I would tap into periods and people would talk about the fact that they were psychically connected. And then there came a time, I remember, where I regressed a woman and she said, they've started to misuse the link and we've had to disconnect. And it's so lonely because everybody is not automatically tuned into everyone else. The sixth sense. So it's there, maybe basically dormant, but we can bring it back today, right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to induce the altered state of consciousness very simply. I'd like you to do some deep breathing, which will you'll begin to relax. Or you want to do it right now. You don't want to wait. Everybody immediately put their stuff on the floor. Don't talk, Richard. Just hypnotize us. Okay, I want you to breathe deeply. And I'm going to have you close your eyes. I'm going to play some soothing music. I will relax your body one part at a time. Now play the role. Play along with me. When I talk about your feet relaxing, actually mentally send the relaxing sensations down into your feet. Tell them to relax. And I'll move through your whole body. And then I'm going to bring down, I'm going to ask you to imagine a white light coming down from above, entering your crown chakra of spirituality on the top of your head. And we'll move that light through your body, and I'll have you imagine yourself in a cocoon of light. And what this is doing is it's blocking external influence. You are protected from all things seen and unseen. And then what I'm going to do in here is I'm going to do an induction or direct an induction which charges your aura. Now, when we started doing this last year, we did it at home. We did it in Phoenix and Dallas, New York, Philadelphia, LA, about 8 cities. A new induction that opens and charges the aura. We found about a 10% increase in the room as a result of simply reworking the way we put people into the altered state. So I'm going to run through your chakras, and I want you to vividly imagine the colors I'm describing, vividly imagine this movement down through the chakras, and in opening and balancing the chakras, we're going to go ahead and charge your entire aura. And at this point, you're going to find that you are much more receptive, much more open. So that's the process. I'm then going to run you through a few exercises, and I'll bring you back up. And you will be prepared then to go into this telepathy session in which you're going to be psychic. You're going to read everything about someone right around you, okay? And you're going to perceive symbols that Tara and I are going to simply send you from the podium, and you will get them. So unless someone has a question that they need answered to be able to do this, we're going to move right into it. You're cool? Let's do it. I'd like you to close your eyes. Get as comfortable as you can in the chair. In an altered state of consciousness, you'll find that weight often intensifies, so it's probably best not to cross your legs. If you will, I'd like you to connect your index fingers and thumbs in a mudra position. That means simply to touch the tip of your thumb to the tip of your index finger. And I will give you a suggestion, and that suggestion will be that when you use this technique, you open psychically. So now close your eyes and begin to breathe deeply. You may have your own technique for deep breathing, but if you don't, use the standard diaphragm breathing technique, which is a matter of a very deep breath in, hold it for as long as you comfortably can, and then let it out slowly through slightly parted lips. And when the breath is all the way out, press it even further out by contracting your stomach muscles. And then repeat the process. And you're breathing deeply, relaxing completely. And you're allowing the quietness of spirit to come in. Breathing deeply, slowing down your thoughts. When you recognize an external thought, I want you to brush it aside. Tell yourself, I'll deal with that later. Don't resist the thought or you'll be stuck with it. Just brush it aside and return your concentration to the sound of my voice and to breathing deeply and to relaxing completely. Breathing deeply and relaxing completely. Allowing the quietness of spirit to come in. And now, I'd like to begin relaxing your body. Now play along, play the role, play the part. The relaxing power is now coming into the toes of both of your feet at the same time. It's moving right on down into the ball, into your arches, into your heel, and right on up to your ankles. Completely relaxed, completely relaxed. And now feel the relaxing sensations move on up your legs to your knees. Relaxing all the muscles as it goes. And on up your legs now to your thighs and to your hips. Permeating every cell and every atom. And you're relaxing completely. Relaxing completely, keeping your full attention now on the sound of my voice and relaxing your body. And the relaxing sensations now move on down into the fingers of both of your hands, relaxing your hands. Feel your hands relaxing. And feel the relaxing sensations now move on up into your forearms. Relaxing your forearms. And on up into your upper arms. Just completely relaxing your upper arms. And now the relaxing sensations move on down into the base of your spine. Feel the warmth in the base of your spine. And feel it now begin to move slowly up your spine, up your spine, up your spine, and into the back of your neck and shoulder muscles. And the back of your neck and shoulder muscles are now loose and limp, loose and limp, just completely relaxed. And the relaxing power now moves on up the back of your neck and into your scalp, relaxing your scalp. And feel the sensations drain down into your facial muscles, relaxing your facial muscles. Now your jaw is relaxed. Allow a little space between your teeth. And your throat is relaxed. And your entire body is now relaxed all over in every way. And all tension is gone from your body and mind. And now, I would like you to vividly imagine a beam of iridescent bright white light coming down from above and entering your crown chakra of spirituality on the top of your head. So now imagine the light created with the unlimited power of your mind, a thin beam of shimmering white God light coming down from above, entering your crown chakra of spirituality on the top of your head. Now this is the universal light of life energy, and you feel it beginning to stimulate your crown chakra, which is purple in color. So now visualize this intense purple color on the top of your head, and visualize a swirling vortex of purple as the light opens and balances and charges the chakra. Opening, balancing, charging. And the light is now moving on down into your brow chakra, located in the center of your forehead. Your third eye chakra is to be visualized as a swirling blue-violet vortex of energy. Now this chakra is the seat of your mind. It represents thought and the ability to manifest reality. Now sense the opening and the balancing and the charging that's taking place. Visualize the blue-violet opening, balancing, charging. And the light is now moving on down into your throat chakra, which is to be visualized as a swirling silver blue vortex of energy. And this chakra is the carrier wave of the basic elements and the sense of sound and voice. So perceive the opening, the balancing and charging that is taking place. Visualize the silvery blue opening, balancing, and charging. And the light is now moving on down into your heart chakra, which is to be visualized as a swirling golden vortex of energy. Now this chakra represents the qualities of air in your personality and the physical sense of touch. So perceive the opening, balancing, and charging that's taking place. Visualize the golden color, opening, balancing, charging. And the light is now moving on down into your solar plexus chakra, located at the level of your navel. This chakra is to be visualized as a swirling vortex of energy, several shades of red in color. It represents the characteristic of fire in your personality, plus the sense of sight and the assimilation of food. So now sense the opening, balancing, and charging that's taken place. Visualize the many shades of red, opening, balancing, charging. And the light is now moving on down into your spleen chakra, located on your spine, just below your navel. Now this chakra is to be visualized as a swirling vortex of energy in a rainbow of colors. It represents the characteristic of water in your personality and the fluid functions of your body, including the sense of taste. Now sense the opening, balancing, and charging that's taking place. Perceive the rainbow of colors, opening, balancing, charging. And the light is now moving on down into your root chakra at the base of your spine. This chakra is to be visualized as a swirling vortex of energy, red and orange in color. It represents the characteristics of earth and the solid elements of your body, and it's associated with your sense of smell. Now perceive the opening, balancing, and charging that's taking place. Visualize the reds and the oranges. Opening, balancing, charging. And your chakras are open, balanced, and charged, thus expanding your aura and attuning you to the subtle vibrations that allow the reception of psychic awareness. And so now, I want you to explore along with me. I want you to perceive very, very clearly how you will perceive the images through telepathy, through the exercises that we'll be conducting in just a little while. So to begin, I would like you now to vividly imagine your bathroom at home. Now you're very familiar with your bathroom, so go ahead and imagine it. Place yourself now in a position where you're perceiving all the main elements in the bathroom. The tub or the shower, the toilets, the towel racks, the wash basin. In fact, I'd like you to look over at the towel rack and see what color towels are on the racks at this time. And are they hanging there neatly, or are they just tossed over the rack or maybe over the shower door? And where's your toothbrush? Maybe you have to open the medicine cabinet to perceive it, but if so, mentally do this now. And I'd like you, if you will, to look down at your bathroom floor. Look at your bathroom floor. Look at the color, the texture, material. Is it tiled? Is it wood? Is it carpeted? Throw rugs? The color, the texture. Now, in an altered state of consciousness, the more that you can bring in the normal five senses, the more powerful the images become. And so as an example of this, what I would like you to do right now is I'd like you to capture the feeling of standing in your bathroom floor in your bare feet. Bring in the sense of touch. You know the feeling. Literally feel your bare feet on your bathroom floor. All right, now, please realize that what you are doing is perceiving impressions through the blackness of your closed eyes. You are quite literally seeing, maybe perceiving is a better word, but you're perceiving the images through the blackness of your closed eyes, and this is the very, very least that you're going to do in the psychic sessions that will follow this one. And now, I'd like you to move from the known to the lesser known. Now, you're very familiar with your bathroom, so let's move to something else. And this time, what I want you to do is I want you to vividly imagine an American Indian on horseback. Now, you've certainly seen pictures or movies, or maybe you've been in the West in America. But I would like you to perceive vividly an American male Indian on horseback. And first of all, of course, we have to place him in a setting. So vividly imagine the setting. Is he in the mountains or on the prairie or the desert? In a town or a village? Vividly perceive the setting. Actually bring in the sense of smell if you can. If he's in the desert, smell the dusty air. If he's in the mountains, smell the greenery. Smell the mountain air. All right. Now, let's bring in the horse. Is the horse small, medium-sized horse, or a large horse? Is it a bay or a buckskin, a pinto? Look closely at the horse and the markings. Now let's bring in the Indian, and let's begin by vividly perceiving what the Indian is wearing on his feet. Look closely at his feet. Is he wearing boots or shoes or sandals or moccasins? Maybe he's barefoot. But if he's wearing any foot attire, look at the color, the texture, the material, the stitching. And now let's look at what the Indian is wearing on his lower body. Is he wearing pants of any kind? A broadcloth? What is he wearing on his lower body? Vividly perceive. And now, look at what the Indian is wearing on his upper body. Any kind of shirt, necklace, breastplate, armbands. And now I'd like you to look and see what the Indian is wearing on his head. Is he wearing a hat, a bonnet of any kind, a headband? And look at the color of his hair and the length of his hair. And now, before we leave the Indian, I'd like you to come around and look in the Indian's eyes. What do you see in his eyes? Do you see sadness, detachment, joy, sadness? What do you see in the Indian's eyes? All right, now, once again, you have been perceiving impressions through the blackness of your closed eyes. Now let's explore something else. I want you to trust the first impression that jumps into your mind. In perceiving psychically, you must open to simply trust what comes in the form of a thought, in the form of a feeling or a visualization. Could be an auditory response, an inner voice. So now trust the very, very first impression that comes into your mind. And I want you to scan back through your years, look back upon your life, and I want you now to perceive one of the very happiest memories of your entire life. Do it now. Now again, you're perceiving visually at the same time you are probably tapping in to your emotions. And the more that you can round out the impressions and the visions with the five senses and with your emotions, the more real they become. So now, trust the first thought that comes into your mind, and I would like you to remember a very sad time in your life. All right, now let go of this. We're simply exploring memories now. And I would like you to move to a very proud moment in your life. Anywhere in the entire span of your years, tap into a proud moment. All right, now, let go of this. And I would like you to go back to your teenage years, and I would like you to perceive a vivid memory in which you were with a member of the opposite sex, a memory that stands out. Perceive it now. Now let go of this. And again realize that you have been perceiving impressions through the blackness of your closed eyes. There are memories. You can tap the memories. You can tap the memory banks in your mind to perceive past lifetimes, to perceive telepathically from another person, to read another person. The power of your mind is literally unlimited. And today, as we explore together, you are going to perceive telepathic impressions from a partner that you work with in the exercise, and from Tara and myself. You have this power and this ability. You are psychic. We expect you to be psychic in here today. But now, with all of this in mind, I want you to awaken on the count of 5. You will open your eyes on the count of 5. You'll be wide awake, fully alert, thinking and acting with calm self-assurance, and feeling glad to be alive, feeling at peace with yourself, the world, and everyone in it. So let's let go of this now and come on up. Number 1, you're coming on up, feeling the lifeblood now returning to your arms and legs. You're coming on up, remembering everything you experienced. Number 2, coming up a little bit more, sensing peace with all life. Number 3, tap into an internal balance and harmony. Number 4, recall the situation in the room. And number 5, wide awake, wide awake. Open your eyes and feel good. Number 5, wide awake. Welcome back. You okay? You're all looking at me like you're stoned. Actually, you are, but aside from that. Okay, now you can see your own bathroom at home very easily. You could remember the things I asked you to remember. It's that easy. What I have to get you to do in here this afternoon is simply to trust, a great big capital T. I have to get you to trust your impressions when they come into your mind. That's my job, really. The rest of it is so simple, but I've got to talk you in to trusting yourself. I want to explore telepathy with you. Now, telepathy is thought transference. It's a communication from one mind to another of impressions of any kind, independent, of course, of the normal 5 senses. So, through telepathy, you can tune into the thoughts, to the feelings, to the desires, to the awareness of another person, if you trust that you can do it. And you can project your thoughts and your feelings into their mind. Telepathy is actually the easiest of the psychic senses to learn. It probably takes less practice than any of the other abilities in the whole long realm of psychic, what I call the psychic sciences. But your success in sending telepathic impressions, or receiving, let's start with receiving. Receiving is dependent upon you trusting your thoughts, your feelings, your visualizations, any auditory input. The best psychic in the land receives the same way that you do. And I have worked over the years, I think I've certainly worked with some of the very best psychics in America. Or if I haven't worked with them, at least I have spent time with them. People like Ingo Swann, that I'm sure most of you who have really explored this concept, this field, you've read a great deal about. I wouldn't claim to know Ingo, but he's been to my home and we have spent an evening together and we've talked about his work. He's the one that was doing all of the remote viewing for the U.S. government, probably stepping way over lines that maybe shouldn't have been stepped over. But it's very real. Through what I learned from him and Richard Bach, I've worked with Richard for years, I have incorporated those same tests with thousands and thousands of people and found that we too could do the work. But in asking Ingo how he works, he simply has to trust what comes into his mind. At the time that we visited last, he was doing the remote viewing test where they had him reading a book. The book would be way up over here in the corner where nobody could see it, up high. He'd be way back in the corner of the room back there, and he was asked to now psychically remote view that book and read it. And I can still recall saying, "Can you do it, man?" And he said, "Yeah, I can. It's not easy, but I can. I simply have to," he alters his consciousness, same way very much that we'll be doing with you in here. And he trusts what comes into his mind. He projects there and he trusts it. You are perceiving psychically all the time. You're not used to simply recognizing these impressions as they come in. Actually, I could do most of what I'm going to do today if I had you convinced that you could do it without being in the altered state, and you'd be able to do it almost as well. It's a matter of once you've sent out, once you've focused your mind and the question's been asked, it's a matter of trusting what comes back. So when it comes to sending someone else a telepathic impression, which you may want to do after you see how well this works, the subconscious mind is basically a picture consciousness. So you will find the tests that we've done and the exploring we've done over the years, I've always found that if I sent to someone else a picture, I imagined very vividly them in regard to a picture. In other words, if I wanted to send love, I might send a picture of a big hug, me hugging them. And then I would support the telepathic impression with a real simple mental mantra. I love you. Something to that effect, just over and over and over. And you send it. And you hear yourself saying the words, and you visualize very vividly. You capture the essence of the person that you're sending it to, how they move. You capture their essence in your mind. And I don't care how far away they are, they will perceive it on some level of mind. So, we're not going to be doing the sending, except Tara and I will be doing the sending in here today to you, but you're going to be doing the receiving primarily. Now, I have to talk you into perceiving primarily, let's do it this way. Whatever jumps into your mind, the first thought is what's most important. That's the one to grasp. You may find that you are one of the rarer people who, the more you kind of let it churn and unfold, the clearer it gets. But most people, it's just instantly, and they've got the image. There's no little red light that's going to go on in here that says this one's from God, this one's psychic. It's simply going to come in as a thought, a feeling, a visualization, or auditory input. So, what we're going to do right now is I need you to find, now this doesn't work with someone that you came with. I need you to look around and find a partner. It can be the person behind you. That might work out real well. Person sitting catty corner. I'd like you to be halfway close. I'd rather you didn't pick as a partner somebody in the back of the room, because I want you to be able to, we're going to connect the top 3 chakras between you, and you're going to simply learn everything about the other person. Okay? So look around. Everybody stand up, if you will. Just stand up, turn around, look around, find a partner, someone you did not know before the beginning of this session. And if you don't, and once you found a partner, sit down. And if you don't find one on your own, destiny is just about to step in and find you a partner. Okay, has everybody found a partner? Now, if anybody is standing, look around, choose somebody, you choose then. Find somebody. We have a lady right here in blue, right? You guys just connected? Okay. Take a look at each other, because I'm going to ask you to visualize each other. If you can get closer, great, but you don't have to. I want you to simply know where the other person's sitting and to be able to visualize them. We have a gentleman down here, and all you ladies are saying you never find enough men in metaphysics. Look it, here's an available one right here. Ma'am, in yellow, would you be his partner? Could you guys move together a little bit better? Do you have a chair right beside you there anywhere, man? There's one over there. Would you mind changing chairs? Tara, will you help me out back there in the back? I mean, this may be how you meet your soulmate, folks. Come on. We have a gentleman right up here. I'm sorry, I'm right. You were behind the podium to me. Okay, will you go back there in the back, man? Is that cool? Good. We have someone standing up right back there, Tara. There's two people right back there. Would you put them together with the fellow who's moving back along this aisle? We have a lady standing up right here. What's your name, ma'am? Okay, that's right. Tara, we have this lady right here, too. You guys are together, okay? Can you get close together there? I thought that was going to take 15 minutes. We now have more time to play. Everybody has a partner. Now, you don't have to have a partner to perceive the impressions that Tara and I, the symbols that we're going to send to you, but you do to do the telepathic reading, so I really want everybody to get a partner. Please don't be bashful and sit on the sidelines there. Everybody has one. If you don't, confess. I'm going to send Tara out to psychically find you. Come on. Tara, come on up here. My wife is one of the best psychics in the world as far as I'm concerned. She's developed, she is a master-level palmist. She's developed esoteric astrology to a degree that's just incredible. She does automatic writing that is very well known in America. She writes for a lot of the major women magazines, trying to educate the world in regard to the psychic sciences. She has a guide that it's a big step, baby. One big step for mankind. My wife, Tara.
Hello. Thanks for being here.
Okay, I got to still talk just a little bit. What we're going to do now is we have to combine our energy very much like what we're going to do with you. So, did I brag on you enough? Okay. I could brag on her for a very long time. So, she's got one book out and one in the works, and all sorts of other things we'll talk about later. Okay. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to quickly recharge the chakras like we did. I won't take that long. Your chakras are now, by working them, your aura, believe me, it just expands incredibly. And you are open now at this point. But what we're going to do is I'll induce the altered state the same way I did before. Now, this time I'll take it further. I mean, actually, all I did was relax your body, and I brought down the light, and you imagined the chakras opening. This time I'm also going to count you down from 7 to 1. Now, this will all happen very quickly, but just 7 to 1, number 7, deeper, 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 down, down, down. I'll do this 2 times. As I do this, please imagine yourself going down. Be going down a hill, going downstairs, down an elevator, jumping off into space, whatever feels right for you. The first time someone told me to do it, just out of nowhere came this impression of climbing down the sides of a pyramid like they have in Mexico. And I had just jumped back in time into a Mayan lifetime that proved to be very interesting later when I investigated it. But make the going down very real. Now, I want you again to connect your index finger and thumb in the mudra position as we do this. Now, I'm going to connect at one point here. I'm going to have you imagine a connection of your top 3 chakras between you and your partner. We're only connecting the top 3. We're not going to get down into that sexy stuff, so there's no concern. We'll just do the top 3. But I need you both to imagine this connection being made. We have tested this on many occasions. We'll try it without the chakra link, and we'll try it with the chakra link. And it is so much more effective when we do the link. There is something you may not know the difference, you may not feel it, but something is very literally happening. Just the fact that you are sitting beside someone in this room, you're within their auric field. And that has already created things within you. The more psychic you are, the more you're picking up about that person without even realizing it. There's a new book. I don't know when it'll be out here. It'll be out in, I have an advanced reading copy of it. It's called Subtle Energy. It's going to be released in America in January. And it's a psychologist who's done tremendous amount of work in energy fields. And he has some new some new results of his exercises in the book that are amazing. He talks about the fact that they take two strangers, they set them down in a chair for a little while, maybe 20 minutes. Now, those people have both sat within the auric field of the other person. They then take and separate them. Now, they're completely separated, they're isolated. Now, they go in with a flashlight and shine it in the eyes of one of the people. Now, these people are hooked up to EEGs, so they're monitoring everything that's taking place. The other person who's over here in complete isolation now responds on the EEG, the electronic machine, exactly the same way as the person over here. In other words, being in that presence, there has been a very real link made. All they are is strangers sitting beside each other within the other's auric field. It makes you a little leery about who you ever sit beside. But this is just one of tremendous number of experiments that they've been running to find out what happens as a result of this subtle energy that we all give off. So now you're already within the presence of another person. Now we link the top three chakras. I'll have you imagine an intense purple light emitting from your crown chakra, linking over to your partner's crown chakra. Now, you're both imagining that light, and a very real connection is made. Then your third eye, your brow chakra, your psychic eye, and your throat. Then, once that is done, you'll be in the altered state of consciousness. I'm going to ask you to do a psychic reading on your partner. Now, this means when I say do the reading now, I want you to trust everything that comes into your mind. And I mean everything, no matter how silly it would be. Let's say it's you're sitting, this is a real example. Here you are, you're ready to get psychic impressions of your partner, and all of a sudden you perceive a ceramic chicken filled with peanuts. That's a real case. And the woman, the partner, said, "Oh my God." She said, "You know, every night of my life, I wash dishes at the sink. I have a beautiful backyard. I look out in the backyard while I'm washing the dishes, and right here beside the sink, I have these shelves, and on one of the shelves is a ceramic chicken filled with peanuts. So I eat peanuts every night of my life, wash dishes, and look out at the backyard." So as silly as that symbol was, it's a perfect example of what you may pick up on from your partner. You'll pick up symbols. You'll pick up images of the other person's life. Don't be afraid to be wrong. That is what will kill you doing this. All you have to do is say, "Give it to me." Then whatever comes in, a brown car, a yellow dog, a ceramic chicken, whatever it is, just take it and remember it. And then Tara and I will send you the symbols, and we'll wake you up, and we'll compare, and we'll see how well you did, okay? And the symbols are going to be drawn right here on a sheet of paper. We will hold hands. We will connect our chakras, and we will send them. And we will send them, and we will look at them so intently here that when we close our eyes, we'll see them in reverse on our eyelids, the symbols. If you look at something drawn black and white and you do that, it reverses. And we will talk about what the symbol is. There'll come a time when we'll also say that we will send it as it might be perceived in the real world. In other words, if it were something as simple as a square, which it isn't, I might imagine just a square box. So I will send it to you, and Tara will send it to you, not just as we see it drawn, but then after we've spent a little time on that, I'll tell you, we're now going to send it as it might be perceived in the manifest world. Some of you will get it better as the drawn symbol. Some of you will get it better as it relates to the real world. So, I think that's basically it. Are you ready to do this? Okay, it's an easy process. Really, just trust yourself. Trust whatever comes in, okay? All right, I'd like you to close your eyes once again. Everybody's moved around like you need to, right? Okay. Notice where your partner is in relationship to where you are sitting. All right, now you're used to the process already. So you're beginning to breathe deeply and relax completely. Breathing deeply and relaxing completely. Slow down your thoughts and allow the quietness of spirit to come in. Now do the deep breathing, a deep breath in. Hold it as long as you comfortably can, then let it out slowly through slightly parted lips. And when the breath is all the way out, contract your stomach muscles and push it even further out and further out. And then repeat the process. Breathing deeply and relaxing completely. And now, once again, feel the relaxing power coming into the toes of both of your feet at the same time. It's moving right on down into the ball, into your arches, into your heel, and right on up to your ankle. Completely relaxed, completely relaxed. And now feel the relaxing power move on up your legs to your knees, relaxing all the muscles as it goes. And on up your legs now to your thighs and to your hips, permeating every cell and every atom. And you're relaxing completely, keeping your full attention now on the sound of my voice and relaxing your body. And the relaxing power now moves on down into the fingers of both of your hands. And you're holding your hands in the mudra position. And each and every time you close your eyes, breathe deeply, and connect your index finger and thumb, you will instantly drop down into the deepest possible altered state of consciousness. And in so doing, you will open psychically, becoming extremely empathic and perceptive. And each and every time you use the technique, you'll be more and more effective. And so now, your hands are relaxing, and the relaxing power moves on up into your forearms, relaxing your forearms, and on up into your upper arms, just completely relaxing your upper arms. And now feel the relaxing sensations move on down into the base of your spine. Feel the warmth in the base of your spine. And now imagine that warmth moving slowly up your spine, up your spine, up your spine, and into the back of your neck and shoulder muscles. And the back of your neck and shoulder muscles are now loose and limp, loose and limp. Just completely relaxed now. And now feel the relaxing sensations move on up the back of your neck and into your scalp, relaxing your scalp. And they drain down into your facial muscles, completely relaxing your facial muscles. Now your jaw is relaxed. Allow that space between your teeth, and your throat is relaxed. And your entire body is now relaxed all over in every way. And all tension is gone from your body and mind. And you're relaxed and at ease, and your aura remains charged and open. Your chakras balanced and energized. But now once again, let's imagine the universal light of life energy flowing down into your crown chakra of spirituality on the top of your head. And perceive the purple. And the light now flows on down into your brow chakra in the center of your forehead, where you perceive the blue violet. And the light flows on down into your throat chakra, where you perceive the silvery blue. And the light flows on down into your heart chakra, where you perceive the golden glow. Now the light flows on down into your solar plexus chakra, where you perceive the many shades of red. And the light flows on down into your spleen chakra, where you perceive the rainbow of colors. And now the light flows on down into your root chakra, where you perceive the reds and the oranges. And your chakras are open and balanced and recharged, thus expanding your aura and attuning you to the subtle vibrations that allow the reception of psychic awareness. And now as you continue to listen to the sound of my voice, you're beginning to go down, 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 deeper and deeper, down, number 7, deeper, 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 down, 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 number 6, deeper, 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 down, 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 number 5, deeper, 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 down, 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 number 4, deeper, 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 down, 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 number 3, deeper, 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 down, 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 number 2, deeper, 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 down, 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 number 1. And you're now relaxed and at ease. But let's go down a little more, a little deeper now. So imagine yourself going down, number 7, deeper, 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 number 6, deeper, 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 number 5, deeper, 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 number 4, deeper, 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 number 3, deeper, 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 number 2, deeper, deeper, deeper. Number 1. And you're now relaxed and at ease. And you're ready to explore telepathy. So now to begin, focus your concentration on the person who will be your partner in this exercise. Capture their essence in your mind. Now I know you've just met them, but you still have an image, and you have an ability to perceive much deeper than you realize. So capture their essence in your mind. Do this very, very vividly, and even imagine where they are sitting in relationship to your chair. Let's establish a psychic connection by imagining a beam of shimmering, iridescent purple light arching from the crown chakra of spirit on the top of your head. Imagine it now arch up, out, across, and over to the crown chakra of your partner in this exercise. And see this in your mind very vividly. Create this connecting purple light with the unlimited power of your mind, and it becomes reality. And the connection is now complete. And now imagine an intense shimmering, iridescent blue-violet light emitting from your third eye, brow chakra in the center of your forehead. And imagine it arching out, across, and over to the third eye of your partner. Now see this very vividly in your mind. An intense blue-violet light connecting your third eye, brow chakra, to your partner. Brow chakra. And the connection is now complete. And now let's repeat the process, but this time imagine a silvery blue light emitting from your throat chakra and connecting with the throat chakra of your partner in this exercise. Visualize the silvery blue light. Make it real with the unlimited power of your mind. And the connection is now complete. And your top 3 chakras are now connected. And it's time to perceive powerful telepathic impressions about your partner's life. Now trust every thought, every feeling, every visualization, any auditory input. Trust whatever comes into your mind now on the count of 3. You'll begin to receive very powerful, accurate impressions about your partner on the count of 3. Number 1, 2, 3. It's time to let go of this now. But remember everything you telepathically learned about your partner. But now, Tara and I are going to telepathically send you 3 symbols which you will accurately receive and remember. Now we'll send them both as we see them drawn on the paper before us, and we will send them as they might appear in manifest form. Okay, now we'll begin sending the first symbol on the count of 3. Number 1, number 2, and number 3. We are now going to send the symbol as it might be perceived in manifest form. We have now completed sending the first symbol. Remember it. And in just a moment now, we are going to begin sending the second symbol on the count of 3. Now we'll send it exactly as we see it drawn on the paper before us. On the count of 3. Number 1, 2, 3. We're now going to send the symbol as it might be perceived in the manifest world. have now completed sending the second symbol. And now on the count of 3, we will send the third symbol as exactly as we see it drawn on the paper before us. Get ready to receive it now. Number 1, 2, 3. Now going to perceive it as imagine it here as it could be perceived in manifest form in the real world. We have now completed sending the third symbol. And once again, you've been perceiving telepathic impressions, and you will remember everything you received, both telepathically about your partner and the 3 symbols from Tara and I. And now, before you're awakened, it's time to dissolve the chakra connection between you and your partner. So, beginning with the silvery blue light connecting your throat chakras, imagine the light dissolving, dissolving, dissolving. And the connection is now dissolved. And now visualize the blue-violet light connecting your third eye chakras, dissolving, dissolving, dissolving. And the connection is now dissolved. And now visualize the intense purple light connecting your crown chakras, dissolving, dissolving, dissolving. And the connection is now dissolved. And in just a moment, I'm going to wake you up, remembering everything that you learned about your partner and remembering all 3 symbols that you received from Tara and me. So now it's time to come on up. On the count of 5, you will open your eyes and be wide awake, fully alert, thinking and acting with calm self-assurance. So come on up now. Number 1, you're returning, coming on up. Number 2, coming up a little more and at peace with all life. Number 3, coming on up, sensing the internal balance and harmony. And number 4, recall the situation in the room. And number 5, wide awake, wide awake. Open your eyes and feel good. Number 5. Before I do that, I need to give you just a little bit of information here, because we do this so often with so many people that we have found patterns, and one of the patterns is that about 15% of the room probably got the symbols before we even started to send them. And I'm going to ask you in a little while to find out if it's true here. Another factor that seems to relate is I'm not so sure anymore that there is any such thing as time. In fact, I'm pretty sure time just doesn't exist. We know it doesn't exist on the other side in spirit, but even the fact here, now we seem to be playing the game that we're here to play in time, and yet because of this fact that people so often get the symbols ahead of time, that's one indication. The physicists recently have been sending time-coded messages out into space, and they've been getting them back before they sent them on the time-coding equipment. So time is something very strange. So even if you've got these symbols out of order, if you got them before we sent them, why, it's almost impossible that any person in this room, according to a actuary, a man who attended the Sedona seminar, and he's an insurance actuarial guy. He figures out percentages and possibilities, and he said it's impossible. You can't get one single person in here because you didn't qualify symbols. There's thousands of symbols. You didn't say anything to qualify, and so nobody in the room could possibly get the symbol. And we'll see how that holds up now. Okay? Here is the first symbol that we sent you. Now, if you got part of it, if you got all of it, if you got it out of order, it's amazing. It's a triangle with a circle in the center. It is, for some reason, this one seems to send better. We try all the time with different symbols. So if you picked up part or all, if you got it exactly as it is, it's mathematically impossible. It couldn't happen. You talk about what you sent.
I first visualized the pyramids in Egypt, and then I got kind of sad because, you know, the Egypt thing. Right now, all the politics. Anyway, but so I did that, and also this teepee out here that you guys have, which was real near here, so I thought that would maybe trigger the triangle.
Well, sometimes people will get, we had a man in one of the recent seminars, and he drew it as a tree. It was this triangle shape, and then he added a little thin trunk to it, and that's what he got. So anything that even resembles that would be amazing. Now, I visualize there standing like in Egypt. I've never been there, but I imagine myself standing, and I'm looking at the pyramid at Gaza, and I'm watching the sun as it sets, and it sets behind the pyramid, and I'm still seeing that circle reflection there on the pyramid with my eye. I also imagined a lot of the guys with towels on their heads and camels running around and palm trees waving and things like that. So if you got any of that to confuse you, well, that may count too. So anyway, I'd like to see how many people feel that they picked up at any point in this, you picked up some part of this. Let's see, put up your hands. Leave your hands all the way up, if you will. Now those in the front, look back. It's impossible for the actuary, he says, it's impossible for one person to get that symbol. And look at that. You guys are really good. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Here's the second symbol that we sent. This one's harder for some reason. Again, if you got all or part, it'd be amazing. It's a crescent moon with a star. Did you do it? Right on? Good. Crescent moon with a star. I have a daughter named Cheyenne. We have a daughter. She's 9 years old now, and she always talks about a smiley moon, Daddy. I visualize sitting on our deck. We live at the beach, or just a little ways above the beach, so we have our deck on the upper floor of the house, and often I'll sit out there with the children at night, or all of us will, and we'll just watch the planes taking off from LAX, and I was just there. I was back into that, and I was looking at this big smiling moon up there with the star, and then I had a quick flash of the flag flying with the stars too, so.
Same thing. Yeah, no, I did just there in California. I was looking out over the ocean and seeing the stars and the moon up above. Nope, no flags. If it's got flags, it's him.
I flashed up the American flag, and I didn't think that was really patriotic for Australia, so I did put in your flag too. So if you got that, that was good. So now here's the third symbol, and it's the Egyptian Ankh. And this one's kind of strange because I noticed when I was closing my eyes a while back, we just started using this just 2 or 3 seminars back, and I had a guy tell me, he said, I got the spoon. But I'm realizing as I'm sitting, did you get a spoon? Well, that's okay. If you got it out of order, that's where I say, you're stepping outside of time. But I realized that when I close my eyes, when I'm looking at this doesn't really pick up. So the way it's reversing on my eyelid looks just like a spoon. Somehow that's more spindly and it doesn't... so I just realized today, man, it looks like a spoon that I'm sending. So if you got a spoon, that counts too. Well, you're better at this than I am, that's all. If you got a flower, I imagined it on an Egyptian tomb. I imagined a hippie wearing it around their neck. I imagined it, I have one in my studio, so I imagine it hanging on the wall at home. So anyway, let me see, did you pick up? Let me see how many picked up at least some of the symbols. Put up your hand if you did again. Now look around, those in the front, look around. Impossible. That's got to be 95 to 98% of the room perceived the images. That's telepathy. I have one symbol book at home, and that symbol book has 8,000 symbols in it. 8,000. And that's just one symbol book. So we change these symbols all the time, too. So that is absolutely amazing that you were able to do that. Now, here's what I'd like you to do. We don't have a lot of time. We're running at a rapid rate, but I would like you to each spend about 4 to 5 minutes telling your partner what you got about them. Then it's your partner's turn to tell what they got about you. Compare notes with your partner. You may have to move around just a little bit to be able to do it, but share what you got. Let's see how well you did doing a reading. Well, you guys have got energy. How did you do? How many people feel that they made a connection? Come on, put up your hand if you feel they made a connection, even if it wasn't big. Look at that. Look at that. That's almost every single person in the room. Now, if you're one of the very, very few that didn't succeed, try again. I mean, the first time I went out and played tennis, it was impossible. Couldn't even hold the ball. You did great. That's, for most of you, I realize that was the first time. Now, being the first time, just imagine what you can do if you decide to work on it a little bit. If you want to get good at something, you have to do a little bit of work. I contend that psychic ability is so natural for us. It is so easy if we just practice a little a day. When you wake up in the morning, just when you're first waking up, just ask. Say, give me 4 images or 4 words that will relate to my life today. And at first you may not hit many, or you may just hit one here and there, but I contend the more you do it, the better you get. You might pick up, cake, tire, England. And, this sort of image. Maybe then you go to the office and it's somebody's birthday and there is a cake, and maybe you have a flat tire, or you drive past someone that has a flat tire. Maybe you receive a letter from England. Whatever. You start to do this, and you begin to get very good at projecting forward into your day things that are going to come up. Even yes and no questions. Yeah, I totally agree. Yes, no. If you want to send telepathically to someone else, imagine them in your mind, just like you did with your partner. If you want to do it in the altered state, that is best. Do just what we did. Breathe deeply, relax your body. You don't have to be a great hypnotist to go down into the altered state very quickly. The secret to being a good hypnotist actually is to talk boring. I just talk to you like I'm bored to death, and you're going to sleep now. And it puts anybody to sleep. So just think boring to yourself, and you'll go down. Count yourself down. Imagine the person. Just vividly imagine them, capture their essence, and then send to them. Send a visual impression. Add to it like a mantra-like chant, if you'd like. It makes it stronger. But you can send telepathically. You can duplicate what you just did in here with a friend. Go into other things. Try this yourself. Practice it a little bit, and you will get very, very good. And, of course, just be open to thoughts, feelings, impressions, however it comes in. Another way to do it telepathically, if you want to, this one works so well, I don't even know if I should share it, but you imagine the person, if you want to know what's going on with them, imagine them very vividly. Then imagine pulling their head down over your head like it was a mask. You're just putting on their head. And if you make it real and you really get into it, and then you just look at what's going on with them. You're inside them. Kind of scary, and don't blame me if you don't like what you find, okay? Anyway, God, time goes fast when we're doing what we're doing. I'm going to turn this over to my wife now. She's going to take you on another trip, and she does it a completely different way. And you're so stoned and conditioned now, man, you're going to go beyond. So,
you know, what works best for me is if I visualize all the senses. You know, visualization, hearing. You know, you try to be there as much as possible. And so, in my journeys that I take you on, I want you to like feel every step and just kind of be there in the, you know, like change your space and time. And I find that works for me as far as being psychic. Another thing that works for me being psychic is that I see symbols a lot through the tarot, and I use a lot of Native American symbols. So if you're proficient, you know, even runes, you see things like that. And you might see that through this exercise. Anyway, a good example of this exercise, I'm going to take you to a temple of prophecy, and you're going to see your relationships, your career, or your health. There will be 3 doors to pick from. I want you to pick one. And I had a woman in Texas a few months ago, and she picked the career door. And she was going through a big time in her life where she wanted to, she worked for a big corporation, I guess, and she wanted to present something that she felt would make them a lot of money. And so in her picking this career door, she saw herself playing a baseball game and hitting the bat to a home run, and then running gently to every base, and then coming home with it. And this is the type of thing that you might not, in manifest, you know, form, get this picture of the psychic, but that told her in a story exactly what would come if she decided to pitch her ideas. So I just want you to close your eyes. Make yourself comfortable. There's a couple places to sit down if you want. Somebody really has a hard time sitting in the chairs. Close your eyes. Breathe deeply and relax completely. Breathe through your nose and exhale through your mouth. Very deeply, very, very deeply. And feel calm and peaceful, relaxed and at ease. Calm and peaceful, relaxed and at ease. Breathe deeply and relax completely. Breathe through your nose and exhale through your mouth. Very deeply, very, very deeply. And feel calm and peaceful, relaxed and at ease. Calm and peaceful, relaxed and at ease. Breathe deeply and relax completely. Breathe through your nose and exhale through your mouth. Very deeply, very, very deeply. And feel calm and peaceful, relaxed and at ease. Calm and peaceful, relaxed and at ease. And now, imagine yourself outside in the country on a clear summer night. It feels good to be here. You feel safe and secure as you look up at the blanket of stars. You hear the sounds of the night. Imagine this very, very vividly. Be there. It feels so good to be here looking up at the stars and enjoying the night. And it's now time to draw down the universal energy of the stars. So please imagine yourself drawing down the light, drawing down the energy of the stars, the positive powers of the universe. Perceive this energy as being drawn down in the form of an illumination that enters your crown chakra on the top of your head. So do this now. Actually draw down the energy and allow it to become your reality. The universal energy of the stars draw down the light, the positive powers of the universe, the God light, the star light, the love light. Let it happen, let it be, drawing down the universal energy of the stars, the light of the universe. And you are now filled with light, and you look to the eastern horizon to see the sky becoming lighter and lighter and lighter. And as the sun rises, you offer thanks for all you have and all that you may become. And the sun is now above the horizon, and it feels warm on your skin. And you notice a trail off to your right. It's time to follow this trail as it leads off into the forest. Go ahead and begin walking down the trail and into the trees, into the trees. And you sense the coolness in the shadows. And you inhale the rich scent of the earth and foliage as you walk the path. The early morning dew is still damp on the grass, and sunlight flickers through the rustling tree leaves. And as you walk the path, you hear the birds and subtle sounds of the forest awakening. The trail now comes to an end at the edge of a beautiful meadow surrounded by trees. In the middle of the meadow is a magnificent white temple with steps leading up to the second-story entrance. Visualize the temple with its rounded dome and massive columns, glistening white in the early morning sun. And you sense that you have come upon the temple of prophecy. You decide to walk toward the splendid structure, across the meadow to the temple, across the meadow to the temple. And upon reaching the stairs, you hesitate a moment to look up at the glorious architecture. Standing upon the bottom step, you sense something within urging you on, urging you to ascend the stairs. So you take one step, then another, slowly climbing the stairs, climbing higher and higher, higher and higher, until you reach the top and realize that between each of the massive columns is a separate golden door, a separate entrance to this temple of prophecy. Each door is carved with heavenly symbols, and in the center is a word. The first door says relationships. The second door says career, and the third door says health. Each door offers a glimpse of the future, as the future will unfold unless actions are taken to alter destiny. And you know that you are to choose the door of most concern to you at this time. You can choose to explore the future for yourself or someone close to you. So that door, will you choose? What door? Door number 1, relationships. Door 2, career. Or door 3, health. Go ahead and decide. Now that you've chosen a door, walk towards it and open it. You'll find that it opens easily. And you enter, hesitating to allow your eyes to adjust to the light. The room is large and elegant, with indirect light illuminating a comfortable-looking lounge chair facing a table. Upon the table is a large pyramid-shaped quartz crystal. Beside the crystal is an unusual-looking headset of some kind, an Atlantean headset to help you enhance your psychic power. You walk over to the table, pick up the headset, put it on, and then sit down, making yourself comfortable in the lounger. And as you breathe deeply, and relax completely. You sense the universal light of life energy, somehow enhanced by the headset, flowing down into your crown chakra. And as it does, you perceive an intense purple color, and the light flows on down into your brow chakra in the center of your forehead, and you perceive blue-violet color, and the light flows on down into your throat chakra, and you perceive a silvery blue color, and the light flows on down into your heart chakra, and you perceive a golden glow, and the light flows on down into your solar plexus chakra, and you perceive many shades of red, and the light flows on down into your spleen chakra, and you perceive a rainbow of color, and the light flows on down into your root chakra at the base of your spine, and you sense many shades of red and orange. And your chakras are open, balanced, and charged, thus expanding your aura and attuning you to the subtle vibrations that allow the reception of psychic awareness. Psychic awareness, psychic awareness. The words seem to resonate within your third eye, in the center of your forehead, echoing, almost tingling, electric feeling. And you come to realize that something incredible is happening. Your own amplified brain waves are beginning to emit from the center of your forehead like mini lightning, emitting from your forehead and connecting with the crystal pyramid on the table. And the pyramid is now glowing with inner light. You simply watch in amazement, observing the colors, monitoring your own calmness. You've never experienced anything like this, yet it seems so natural. And you sense thoughts and images stirring within, somehow resulting from the connection with the crystal pyramid. Thoughts and images of the future and the door you entered. Is this your future or the future of someone you care about? If you seek future knowledge of someone else, visualize that person and concentrate upon the area of concern. If you seek to know your own future, visualize yourself as related to the concern. This visualization helps to clarify the awareness you'll receive. And now, on the count of 3, you will begin to psychically perceive thoughts, feelings, or visualizations about the future in this life area. Trust as you have never trusted before. Allow the temple of prophecy to show you what awaits. Number 1, number 2, and number 3. close your eyes and relax, visualize. It's now time to let go of this and mentally return to the temple room. Take a few moments to reorient. You've been observing the future as it will unfold unless actions are taken to alter the vibratory energy currently in effect. We create our own reality with our thoughts, words, and deeds, and the motives that generate our actions. And you now take off the headset and gaze into the glowing pyramid. You decide to reach out and touch the crystal, and your hands are energized. Place both hands upon the crystal, and in just a moment, you'll receive a special message. The words will simply come into your mind. Touch the crystal and allow this to happen. Receive your message on the count of 3. Number 1, number 2, and number 3. this message has been communicated from your own higher mind or your spirit guide. So it is a communication to take quite seriously. But it's now time to return to your waking life, knowing that you can return to the temple of prophecy at any time you desire to do so. But for now, you get up, walk to the temple door, open it, and step outside. It feels good to be alive. And you begin to descend the stairs, descending, returning to your waking life, knowing that you will continue to expand your awareness and become all you can be. And on the count of 5, you will open your eyes and be wide awake, remembering everything you experienced in this peaceful meditation. Number 1, beginning to awaken, remembering everything. Number 2, returning now and at peace with all life. Number 3, sensing an internal balance and harmony. And number 4, recall the situation and the room. And number 5, wide awake, open your eyes and feel good. Number 5, wide awake. My microphone turns off. Sorry, I set it down and it rolled off. Need to scare some people.
They'll never get over it. Okay. Listen. I wish we had more time here that we could keep doing this. Of course, we love to do this in Sedona as a 3 days of solid exploring, learning about psychic things. This is just the door opener. The things that we've done in here are the first morning before lunch. We do more than this, and we go on and explore the whole psychic idea in much more depth. So if you can ever come join us in Sedona, we would sure love to have you. When I get back there, everybody asks me about what it's like over here. And I'm hardly an expert because this is only the second time we've been here. But again, the feeling is the same. Sydney, as I tell everybody back there, Sydney is like Los Angeles. It's the same balmy weather. It's a beautiful city. It's the palm trees and really casual, easy people. So anyway, come visit us, and that's the other side of the pond, okay? Outside, we have for you a tape, and it's a telepathy tape to go ahead and continue to explore. And on the other side is one of Tara's sessions, the music and all that she uses. There's an instruction catalog that you can pick up out there. If you send it in to us, you don't have to buy anything, but if you want to send it to us, or if you want to give to us while we're here, we're going to be over signing books. Just fill out the name and address part while we'll put you on the mailing list. We publish a magazine quarterly. It's called Soaring Spirit. And I understand there's been a mess up in getting it over here up until now for those of you who were with us last time. But we're going to make sure that doesn't happen. So if you would like to receive the magazine, anybody want one there? We'll be glad to send it to you. So Tara is setting the tapes out there right now. This is such an introductory thing, but do it. Just practice at it. Practice just at what we've done in here, and you will develop an ability you just won't believe in no time at all. Thank you for being here with us. Really make us feel good for this many people to turn out when we've shown up, so thank you.
This concludes this session. This audio cassette was produced by Quick Copy Audio Recording Services, 79A, Gow Street, Padstow, New South Wales. Telephone 793 7588 or fax 793 7458.